Welcome. I'm opening up the planning board for Thompson for this evening. If you would please take the roll.
I will. Don Span.
Present.
Carrie Bickford.
She's excused.
Ronald Bisson.
Present.
Larry Brand.
Present.
Tim Dunham.
He's excused.
Excused. Scott Libby. Excused. Okay. And Andrew Munsey.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so first order is the approval of the minutes for the August 22nd meeting. Do we have any comments or do we have a motion?
I can make a motion. I move that we approve the minutes of the August 22nd, 2024 meeting as presented in the document entitled second draft.
I'll second that. Okay. Do we have any discussion?
I believe I was absent for that meeting.
Okay, so he's abstaining. All right. All in favor? All opposed? Sorry, it passes. Okay, we have a couple of public hearings. First item is a final subdivision amendment. Mallet Woods LLC has submitted a proposal to amend the Mallet Woods residential subdivision with the addition of 11 new lots, tax map U21, lot 65. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Chris Belanger, here representing Dan Catlin. It is Mount Wood subdivision, off of Park Drive and Mallet Drive. Basically, this is the current subdivision plan that's been recorded. Today, we developed all the lots in that mini phase. We call it 3A. We're hoping to add the final 11 lots onto the subdivision plan so they can sell them and construct the road. This is the revised plan that we're hoping to approve tonight. Again, we're approving of 11 additional lots. Road design and infrastructure was just reviewed by the town engineer and the town staff in 2021 when we had the first mini phase approved. We approved both 3A and 3B at that time. So the roadway construction plans are as they were developed back in 2021. So they'll build the road, build a pond, and to support those 11 lots. In addition, we're going to connect to Forest Glen Lane. We're going to add some improvements to Forest Glen Lane. We'll add a sidewalk. We'll add some sewer services to the existing lots that are located on that road. That's really all I was hoping to do tonight. We want to add those 11 lots to the subdivision plan so we can get that going. I'll answer any questions you guys might have.
So do we have any questions before we rule on whether the first motion?
At the present time,
All right, so
I move the planning board concurs with staff's conclusion that the Mallet Woods Phase 3B subdivision final application materials have been submitted and the application is complete, such that the board may proceed with substantive review of the application and identification of any further information required from the applicant.
do we have a second? Second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed, all right, it's unanimous. Okay, I guess let's do this. Any questions we have, if we can address them to Chris, and then I'd like to open up for any public comment, and then we'll close the public hearing and then deliberate. That works for everybody. Do you have any questions?
Chris, you could just on your drawing, because you know it's up there and my vision isn't what it used to be, but just give a pointer or something you can and show what
I think I can
what is what
for you. Does that help?
Yeah. So the road over to the right that you just took off the side of the screen is
That was the phase 2 road.
yeah.
And then we built another, looks like 300 feet of road since then. So that phase 3A, we're calling it, included 7 lots. So we built the road up to that this line right here, basically. I can't really point to it, but that, there's a break in the right of way in the middle, that's where we bended the road right now, and we've added a temporary turnaround. So they'll continue the road from there and connect to Forest Glen Lane on the other side. Right there, yes.
Yeah, right there is where the road stops now,
Yes.
essentially.
Thank you, Judge.
Other questions?
Not the present time.
Ron?
Now, is that as far as the sewer goes too, right there to that point?
Yeah, it'll be a force main sewer coming all the way down that hill. We'll have pumps for each lot. They'll tap into a force main in the street. We've also provided sewer services to the existing lots of Forest Glen, which will also be pumped.
Amy, anything?
No.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty familiar with this project. Anything that you'd like to add before I open up the public hearing?
No, I think I've said everything I needed to say, unless there's questions.
Okay, good. I'll stick around.
All right.
Open up for public hearing for final subdivision amendment for Mallet Woods LLC. Anyone would like to speak, please step up to the microphone, sir, and identify yourself and your address.
My name is Kurt Dewey. I live in Mallet Woods, and I'm just, because this map doesn't actually include where our home is. And so I'm asking them to give me a time frame of when they wish to do this, because right now there's this rock pile, it's like actually 3 of them. And then it's all a bog of where these homes will be built. So I would just like to know what their time frame is and how they plan to fill in this area to actually build homes. Because right now they have actually a collection pond, you know, down in there collecting the drains. And the fire hydrant actually goes just to the end of our property. And we have people that are building homes and they're parking in this area, putting their trailers and everything right where this fire truck turnaround is. And that's not correct either. So we knew when we bought the home that this was supposed to be extended. So that's not a surprise to us at all. And we're not disagreeing with that, but we just would kind of like to know, you know, the time frame and really how they're going to do this now that we've lived there and we've seen, you know, this property. So that's my question.
Didn't give his first name.
Hey, sir, she needs your first name again.
Kirk.
Thank you.
I guess either Chris or Danny, one of you guys want to answer that?
As far as schedule, maybe you guys can help.
Back to the microphone.
But from the microphone, please. If you want to give him an assist, Danny, that's fine.
And please include our property. Please include our property because it's not on that map.
Yeah, I don't have a map that shows that.
Then it's incomplete.
Sir, please address your comments to me, and I'm trying to get answers for what you asked. Please. Chris?
So I guess I'll address the drainage question first. There is a wetland impact that we're proposing in this phase. I do have drainage on the upper side of that swale. I have a culvert and a catch basin, then we're gonna capture that water, trying to come down onto our site. It'll drain it to the road, and we're gonna build a pond next to the road to kind of support the project.
Okay, and Chris, while you're on that, that is in accordance with the plan that you had worked with.
That is
with
in
the
accordance with. the
peer review and what's been
plans.
approved.
Yes.
Okay.
That, nothing has changed from the original plan.
So I guess maybe the parking question, is that something you guys can deal with?
Or when you think we're gonna start, if it's approved in next.
Dan Catlin. We're here for approval tonight, so I'm not 100% sure on the schedule, but our last lot was just sold. We expect the foundation to go in probably the 3rd week of October. So as soon as we can get a site contractor on there, depending on their schedule, we'll start the improvements. So you know, I think it will be done in the next year.
Any comment about the parking near the fire hydrant?
So I'm not quite sure, you're talking about the
Dan, you
turnaround?
Dan, you two need to address up here, so.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the turnaround where, actually, I think he's got a hockey net. I parked there the other day. I didn't really think that that was off limits for me to park there. It's one of our lots.
Yeah, okay, sir. You're welcome to come back up.
My question is, there's been trailers that have been parked there for months, including an outhouse right next to it, right out in front of our home. So I understand that's not under construction, but that's what's going on with what's happening there. And they're not addressing a time frame, and then they say a settling pond. So now what are we gonna do about mosquitoes? Are they gonna control the mosquito population with all the vector-borne diseases we're seeing now? This is not a good plan. You can't leave open water when you're dealing in a big community like that. You cannot leave open, I'm a clinical microbiologist, virologist. You cannot leave open water when we're dealing with the vector-borne diseases that we're talking about now. We have that now, right now in that area. So we need to have underground sewer. And I understand there's people at the end of Forest Glen that still have septic systems and were promised sewer. And I think they deserve that. That's public things. I don't disagree with moving the road. I disagree with how they're planning to try to do it. They're not telling us how they're gonna fill the bog, how they're gonna do this. They're talking about settling ponds. That's not okay. That's just not okay. They gotta fix that. Sorry.
We built 5 filter ponds for that project. They're all dry ponds. They do not hold water. When the storm comes, it does temporarily fill it up, but it drains down within 24 hours. So there's no standing water on any of these ponds. As far as wetland fill goes, we were approved for the wetland fill. We're building the road and the lots on top of it. We are collecting the drainage and we are sending it to the ponds for treatment. Again, those are dry ponds.
All right, anything else? All right. Other comments, questions, concerns? Do you have something else, sir? Please, if you want to speak, you're welcome to, but please come up to the mic.
No, it's just, we're not getting any answers on time frame or anything like that. We're really not getting anything approved by wetlands, but what does that mean?
Any
They're
other,
gonna take those rock piles.
sir, if you want to keep speaking, come to the mic, and then
I'm done.
otherwise, please. All right, any other comments, questions, or concerns? I guess back to the board. You have some questions that you'd like to ask.
I just want to ask Chris a question that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, the area that was just discussed is not the area that we're addressing tonight. Is that correct?
Well, I'm here to address those final 11 lots.
Right.
And
Chris,
we do have,
please answer his question.
I thought I did, I guess. Is
Yeah, you're addressing the final 11 lots. But some of the area that's not shown on the map is what we've addressed in the past. Is that correct?
Well, in all those previous phases that have been approved and built, we had ponds and collection areas and stormwater treatment as required. Again, they were dry ponds. This is the last section of this development that includes the last pond we're gonna build. And it does include filling in part of that wetland, which was approved by DEP.
Any questions?
No questions.
I guess a couple of things. One is I absolutely understand what he's talking about with vector, or whatever, right? And I don't know the specifics, but I have one of our yearlings has gotten triple E from mosquitoes, right? So it's certainly a very valid concern. I guess, I don't know that I have any authority to tell you, but if you can try to avoid creating standing pools and so forth, and I guess take extra caution to try to do that, right? I think we're all better off, right? Not just the
And we have done that.
animal population, but the human population, right?
There are two choices. We could build a pond that holds water, and we could build a pond that filters the water and drains dry. We chose to go the route that didn't hold water. We filtered the water and drained it out.
So we close the public hearing.
You
So
need to
you're gonna speak
understand the
anyway?
life cycle of mosquito.
Mm.
They live in mud.
Well, I think then if it's a wetland that's there now and it's boggy, it's probably gonna be worse than it will be when we're not done.
Thanks, Chris. The other thing is, I don't know much about the parking area and storage area, whatever, but I would try to clean that up a little bit if we can. Right. So, and I guess if there's concerns, you need to go to the Board of Selectmen in regards to,
We'll call the fire department.
call whomever you'd like, but we're ruling on what they've come to with an amendment, and they've come through various phases, and from that perspective,
I understand, but you know, they park at the end of the road, there's a
Right.
fire hydrant, there's
So
two
please-
spots where they park.
please
and then they
address
park
that
on
to
the
the
road.
Board of Selectmen or the police department. Okay.
I'll call the fire department.
Public hearing closed, sir.
Even if we have a question that came up as a result of a response after the public hearing. Okay.
I'm not going to reopen the public hearing. If you want to ask one question, make it fast.
Okay.
Identify yourself at the mic, please.
James Morris, 8 Mallet. I was kind of in regards to the drainage at 8 Mallet. I've noticed probably for the first time in the 12 years I've been there that I've had standing water in my yard. So it's kind of related to mosquitoes and the drainage question. And it kind of got me thinking, you know, when this was approved several years ago, the various mosquito diseases hadn't made it to Mass New Hampshire yet, so maybe this was some re-review or re-approval.
Thanks for your input. Okay. Any other questions? Concerns? I would, Sky, if you can bring some of those comments also to Mark Waltz, so he's aware of what they've talked about, in particular, these two gentlemen.
Absolutely will do.
Thank you. All right. Back to what's been asked for on the final subdivision amendment. Do we have a motion?
I move the application for final subdivision approval for Mallet Woods Residential Subdivision Project Phase 3B meets the applicable standards in the subdivision of land ordinance, chapter 191, and the zoning ordinance, chapter 225, and is approved. Staff recommended conditions and findings identified in the staff memo dated September 12, 2024.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? All right, thank you. Next item is final subdivision amendment. Kurt and Kim Weaver have submitted a proposal to amend the Clearview residential subdivision, creating one new lot, tax map R8, at lot 53, 6-2.
Kurt Weaver, 59 Murder Road. I don't know if you have the plans before you or not. But what we're looking to do is take one of the lots that we have there from the subdivision that was 10 years ago. And to carve one of the lots in half to give to our son. Under most normal circumstances, 5 years after subdivision, the lot can be subdivided, so those are to be gifted. But due to the fact that the original subdivision plan had a note on it said, part of planning board approval prior to becoming basically a lot. I think the note was on there because at the time, it's a dead-end road, and dead-end roads are restricted to 10 lots, I believe. That's since been. So this is more of a formality, the fact that the recording would to happen. They noticed the note said required planning board or planning office approval. So we're just looking for approval to have the, I think it's 59A and B now.
So do you want to go with the first motion?
Sure. I move the planning board concurs with staff's conclusion that the Clearview subdivision lot 2 amendment application materials have been submitted and the application is complete, such that the board may proceed with substantive review of the application and identification of any further information required from the applicant.
I'll second that. Okay, do we have any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? All right, thank you. He was able to pull that up if you wanted to talk to that.
So it's lot 5 here was created by taking lot 4 here and just dividing it off. This was one large lot. So it meets all the minimum requirements, 1.73 acres. It's only required to have 3/4 of an acre. And so it meets all the minimum lot size setbacks.
And then just, you mentioned it, and I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just dead end roads. It's no longer limited to the 10.
I don't think so. It went through the road section of your memo fine, Josh, right? Yeah, you didn't raise anything. I didn't raise anything. Dennis didn't raise anything.
Okay, all right. It's a while back that I remember doing dead end roads, and it's been a while. Yeah,
Just a couple of years.
all right. Any questions for him before I open up the public hearing?
I just want to clarify that it looks like you're adding a little trapezoid lot to the north of that. So that's going to be one contiguous lot.
It is indeed.
Okay.
That trapezoid lot, as you mentioned, was gifted from his grandparents who owned the lot on the other side, because it's the best suitable location for a septic system.
Right.
So they were able to gift him that lot so that the lot became complete. They have a septic as well. Septic is
Anything else?
I guess I just want an observation, is that the majority of that lot appears to be wetlands. Based on what I'm looking at on the drawings, it's a little simple for wetlands, so I just wanted to point out that based on the way I'm reading the plan, it looks like that's the case. So
I know there's perhaps maybe 2 years ago, came in for approval of this lot. At that time, it was granted, permits were issued for building and construction. It was only when it was went to be filed with registry of deeds that the note was discovered. So building permits and septic permits and all that stuff was already issued 2 years ago. So we're just trying to get this recorded in the registry of deeds as
what was already approved.
Ron, anything?
So part of what was in your packet was the proposed deed with the meets and bounds description. Yeah, okay, yes, that's what I thought.
Anything else? Otherwise, I'll open up the public hearing. Thanks. All right, we're now open for a public hearing on the final subdivision plans for Clearview Residential Subdivision, tax map R8, lot 53, 6-2. Are there any questions, concerns, comments? One more time. Anyone have anything? Seeing none? Hearing is closed. If no further questions from the board, I'll entertain a motion.
I move the application for Clearview subdivision, lot 2 subdivision amendment meets the applicable standards in the subdivision land ordinance, chapter 191, and the zoning ordinance, chapter 225, and is approved with staff recommended conditions and findings identified in the staff memo dated September 12, 2024.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, all opposed? All right, approved. Thank you, sir.
Can we take the hard copy of this? That's
Uh,
those.
I was gonna sign them first, I think.
Okay.
I see you, Matthew.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn to workshop.
I move to, we adjourn to workshop.
Second.
Discussion, seeing none. All right. Adjourn, thank you. So